You wake up one day. And something feels off. Nothing dramatic happened. No sudden failure. No big loss. But deep inside, there's this quiet, uncomfortable thought. Why does it feel like everyone else is moving forward? And I'm standing still? You try to ignore it. You open your phone. Scroll a little. And that's when it gets worse. Someone your age just bought a car. Another one is traveling the world. Someone else is making money online. Living a life you've been dreaming about. And suddenly, that small thought turns into something heavier. Am I falling behind? At first, you tell yourself it's just in your head. But the feeling doesn't go away. It follows you. When you wake up. When you work. When you sit alone at night. It whispers. You should be further by now. But here's the truth. And this might be uncomfortable to hear. You are not behind. You are just trapped in a system that was never designed for you to win. Let's break this down slowly. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. From the moment you were born, you were programmed. Not in an obvious way. Not like someone sat you down and said, "Hey, we're going to control your future." No. It was subtle. Invisible. And that's why it worked so well. Think about it. As a child, what were you taught? Follow rules. Listen to authority. Don't question too much. Stay in line. You were rewarded for obedience. Good grades didn't mean you were intelligent. They meant you were good at following instructions. And slowly, without realizing it, you learned something dangerous. Being safe is better than being powerful. School didn't teach you how to think. It taught you what to think. It didn't teach you how to build wealth. It taught you how to earn a salary. It didn't teach you how to lead. It taught you how to follow. And then you entered the real world, believing you were prepared. But the game you were trained for was never the real game. Because the real game isn't about effort. It's about awareness. This is where most people get stuck. They believe life is a straight path. Work hard, get success. But reality doesn't work like that. Look around. There are people working 12 hours a day, barely surviving. And then there are others who seem to move faster with less effort. Why? Because effort is visible. But strategy is invisible. And the people who win, they don't just work harder. They see differently. Let me show you the first illusion that's holding you back. The illusion of fairness. You were told life is fair. That if you do the right things, you'll get the right results. But reality doesn't reward fairness. It rewards advantage. Think about it. Two people can work equally hard. But one moves ahead faster. Not because they deserve it more, but because they understand the system better. Life is not a classroom. There are no equal starting points. No guaranteed outcomes. No fairness. And once you accept this, you stop playing like everyone else. Now let's talk about the second trap. The comparison illusion. This one is destroying more people than anything else. You wake up. Open social media. And instantly, you step into a world that isn't real. You see highlights. Not struggles. You see success. Not failure. You see results. Not the process. And your brain does something dangerous. It compares. You compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Your reality to their illusion. And slowly, your confidence starts to drop. You feel slower. Weaker, behind. But here's what you don't realize. The game was never about competing with others. It was about controlling yourself. The moment you stop comparing, you regain power. Because comparison creates pressure. And pressure leads to hesitation. And hesitation kills progress. Now let's go deeper. Because the most dangerous trap is the one you don't notice. The comfort cage. You're trapped by comfort. Think about your life right now. You have enough to survive. Enough entertainment. Enough distraction. Enough comfort. To not feel urgent. And that's the problem. Because urgency creates change. But comfort creates stagnation. You don't hate your life enough to change it. But you don't love it enough to enjoy it. So you stay. Day after day. Same routine. Same habits. Same thoughts. And slowly, time passes. This is how people wake up at 30, 40, 50. And realize, I never actually lived the life I wanted. Not because they couldn't. But because they never escaped the comfort cage. Now here's where everything changes. The moment you become aware of these traps, you separate yourself from the majority. Because most people never question their reality. They just accept it. But you're starting to see something deeper. You're starting to realize. Maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe you were just following the wrong rules. And that realization is powerful. Because now, you can rewrite everything. Let's talk about what winners do differently. Winners don't blindly follow the system. They study it. They observe people. They analyze behavior. They understand patterns. Because once you understand patterns, you can predict outcomes. And when you can predict outcomes, you gain control. This is what most people never learn. People are predictable. Not completely. But enough. They respond to emotions. Fear. Desire. Validation, status. And once you understand this, you stop reacting. And start influencing. Now let's make this practical. Because awareness without action is useless. First shift. Stop seeking approval. This is one of the biggest chains holding you down. The need to be liked. The need to be accepted. The need to be validated. As long as your decisions are based on what others think, you are not in control of your life. You are being controlled. Power begins the moment you stop needing permission. Second shift. Stop playing small. Most limits are self-created. Not real. You think you're not ready. You think you need more time. More knowledge. More confidence. But that's not the truth. That's fear disguised as logic. Nobody starts ready. People become ready by starting. Third shift. Control your environment. Your environment shapes your thinking. And your thinking shapes your actions. If you're surrounded by distraction, you will be distracted. If you're surrounded by mediocrity, you will become average. Change your environment. And you change your trajectory. Now here's something important. This journey is not easy. Because once you step out of the system, you lose comfort. You face uncertainty. Risk. Doubt. But here's the difference. You're no longer stuck. You're moving. And movement creates opportunity. Now let's talk about the final truth. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends. Not your family. Not society. If you stay stuck, life will go on. And that might sound harsh. But it's freeing. Because it means your life is in your hands. You don't need permission. You don't need validation, you don't need perfect conditions. You just need to decide. Decide that you're done being passive. Decide that you're done waiting. Decide that you're done feeling behind. Because the truth is simple. You were never behind. You were just asleep. And now, you're waking up. And once you wake up, you can never go back to being unaware. So the question is, what are you going to do with this awareness? Will you ignore it and go back to comfort? Or will you use it to take control? Because this moment, right now, is a turning point. And the next move is yours. If this changed the way you see things, subscribe now. Because the next video will show you how to take control of people, situations, and your future.